You know, we have this rather charming delusion that intelligence is like a suit of armour. The more we have, the safer we are from the world's nonsense. But here's the thing that might make you uncomfortable. Intelligence isn't your protection. It's often the very thing that gets hijacked first, like a burglar using your own keys to rob your house. Imagine these curious scenes. A Nobel Prize winner who once captivated the scientific community with their groundbreaking research on quantum entanglement now fervently promotes conspiracy theories about climate change being a hoax. A devoted parent, known for their unconditional care and love, suddenly refuses to use a car seatbelt for their child because they read an article which argued that they don't save lives. A zealous priest, respected for guiding his flock through hard times, rails from the pulpit, insisting that eternal damnation awaits anyone who does not accept his particular vision of the divine. What's happened here? Have they lost their minds? No, they've lost something far more precious. They have let go of their curiosity and uncertainty. Stanley Milgram discovered something in 1961 that sent shockwaves through civilized society. He put ordinary folks, your neighbours basically, in a room and told them to electrocute strangers. 65% did it, not because they were sadistic, but because someone in a white coat said it was necessary. These people didn't become stupid suddenly. They simply decided to stop being responsible for their own thoughts. Rather like handing over the keys to your mind and saying, "You drive." The Buddha had this marvelous insight about the untrained mind being like a monkey swinging from branch to branch, easily captured. But you see, there's something far worse than an untrained mind. It's a mind that thinks it's finished learning, a mind that's found the truth and can now rest in the luxury of absolute knowing. It's rather like a student declaring that they've graduated while still attending kindergarten. Solomon Asch showed us another quirk of human nature. When people were asked which of 3 lines was longest, obvious as the nose on your face, 75% went along with the group's answer, even when it was clearly incorrect. The evidence of their own eyes lost to the deeper need to belong. You see, we're social animals, and our ancient wiring says it's better to be wrong together than right alone. Very sensible from an evolutionary standpoint, absolutely catastrophic for discovering truth or for finding your way to peace and authenticity. And then there was Philip Zimbardo, who ran his infamous Stanford prison experiment. He took a group of students and divided them at random into prisoners and guards, while he played prison warden. The idea was to find out how quickly they would fall into their assigned roles. But the test had to be stopped early because of the level of abuse inflicted on those held in cells by their classmates. The guards humiliated them, beat them, lost all sense of reality. Zimbardo himself was so drunk on power that it was his girlfriend who had to shake him from his delusion and bring him back to the light. He came to believe that evil isn't really about bad apples, it's about bad apple barrel makers. Put good people in corrupt systems and they'll rot rather predictably. It's not a character flaw, it's like water flowing downhill. The system shapes the behaviour, not the other way around. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor-philosopher, understood this perfectly. He spent his mornings reminding himself that people would try to bend his judgment, that external pressures would attempt to hijack his reason. So he practiced, daily, like brushing his teeth, the discipline of mental sovereignty. You have power over your mind, he wrote, not outside events. Quite practical for a man running an empire. And here we are in the 21st century. We've built the most sophisticated mind-hijacking apparatus in human history. We call it social media, and it's designed with the precision of a Swiss watch to profit from our mental surrender. These algorithms aren't trying to make you wiser. Good heavens, no. They're engineered to keep you scrolling, clicking, reacting. The ancient Taoist concept of Wu Wei, effortless action in harmony with nature's flow, gets perverted into mindless consumption of whatever digital candy feels most familiar. You see, when you're juggling 3 jobs, swimming in debt, and drowning in information, thinking becomes rather like a luxury vacation. Nice in theory, difficult in practice. We outsource our thinking to whoever shouts loudest, not because we're fools, but because we're exhausted, rather like hiring someone to do your push-ups for you. The Buddha spoke of right mindfulness as one of the 8 essential practices. But mindfulness isn't just sitting on a cushion contemplating your navel, though that has its place. It's the moment-by-moment choice to stay awake when everything around you is designed to put you to sleep. It's questioning your own certainty, especially when that certainty feels so familiar, so comfortable. Lao Tzu had this wonderful paradox. The wise person knows they don't know, while the fool is certain of everything. This isn't modesty, it's a kind of intellectual athletics. When Socrates claimed to know only that he knew nothing, he wasn't being humble. He was demonstrating the most advanced form of mental discipline, like a master martial artist who remains fluid rather than rigid. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. The Stoics practiced something called premeditatio malorum, a kind of negative visualization, imagining loss in order to appreciate what you have. You could imagine what it would be like to lose all you own in a house fire, to go to an ATM only to find all your savings have mysteriously been withdrawn and spent, and then the pile of laundry and the messy kitchen suddenly don't seem quite the burden, and your modest bank balance is a blessing by way of comparison. And we can apply this thought experiment to our precious beliefs too. What if this thing I'm absolutely certain about is completely wrong? What evidence would change my mind? If the answer is, nothing could possibly change my mind, well, then you're not holding a belief. You're clutching a sinking life raft. History keeps playing this same amusing trick on us. Mass delusions aren't carried out by villains twirling their moustaches. They're perpetrated by perfectly ordinary people who believe they're defending truth, justice, and their way of life. The Salem witch trials weren't run by cackling sadists, but by sincere, God-fearing citizens convinced they were saving their community. Zen Buddhism offers the delicious concept of beginner's mind. We should approach each moment as a blank slate. Aim to be a perpetual tourist in your own life. The path out of this mental quicksand isn't dramatic. No need for mania or manifestos. It's a collection of small, quiet daily practices. Reading the work of people you disagree with, not to convert them or be converted, but to test whether your ideas can survive contact with their reality. Pausing before you share that delicious bit of outrage online, asking yourself, who profits from my emotional reaction? Learning to say, I don't know, not to admit defeat, but as liberation from the exhausting pretense of omniscience. You see, the real question isn't whether you're smart enough to avoid manipulation. Intelligence, as we've discovered, can be turned against itself rather easily. The question is whether you're willing to choose the mild discomfort of uncertainty over the sweet poison of unwavering conviction. In a world that profits spectacularly from your mental surrender, the simple act of thinking for yourself becomes rather subversive. The Buddha's final words were, work hard on your salvation with diligence. He didn't promise answers, he pointed instead toward the patient, daily practice of staying awake in a world designed to keep you dreaming. That work, in our peculiar time, might be the difference between wisdom and willful blindness, between freedom and the most comfortable form of slavery ever devised.